Welcome back to Regular Guys Outdoors. I'm Chris. We're up in the mountains because it's time to make sure our turkey guns are ready. Now I'm using a new one this year, and it's that ATI Turkey Fowl. So we've got to get this dialed in because I've now put on the True Glow Magnum Gobble Dot Pro Series sights that I like so much, and these are on every turkey gun I have that I can think of off the top of my head. So they're on there. I've got a mount here. This is for a camera. It's a new camera. We'll see how it works out. Hopefully it works out better because the other ones on these over-unders, I can't get them slung out up and high. They end up hanging below the barrel. And so while my eye and my sights might be looking at the turkey good, the camera being down here somewhere oftentimes is obscured by something, as we saw in, or we'll see in Kansas. And it was kind of messed up there in North Carolina looking through the brush and stuff. So this is going to get my camera up kind of in line with the top barrel at least, and maybe even slightly above, but it's going to be in line with the barrels. So hopefully we'll be looking at the same thing I'm looking at with the camera. So what I've got here in the gun is I've got the choke, the 565 I took out of the Stevens that I used to have. The 565 choke here, and I've got the factory choke that came with this gun here, and it's about a 590. It's like a 587, 588, something like that. That's what I come up with a micrometer. So we're going to put a target out real close. We're going to dial in our top barrel just like we did on the 555 because I want the top barrel as kind of like my long distance barrel and the bottom barrel as my close distance barrel, so that I'm working the safety. I go left for long and turn it off. Left for long makes the top barrel go, and then if it's up close, it's the bottom barrel. So I'm going to dial this top one in eventually with TSS at 40 yards or so, and then I'm going to start shooting the bottom barrel and at about 30 and see what load works well. I'd like to use some of the old Federal third degree that I have, because I have about 8 boxes of it. I found it on clearance when they went to the new Federal third degree. Got a great deal on them, so I've got a bunch of boxes of those. I've got other random boxes. I've got some pheasant loads in here that could work out. 1 1/4 ounce number 6 pheasant loads. Those could work out pretty good. So I got plenty of choices for this bottom barrel. But unfortunately today I didn't bring a whole ton of TSS with me, so I think I'm going to have to dial in with the Remington TSS. I do have several boxes of that, so I have 1 box with me and I have several at home, so I totally get through this season and probably next season with the Remington TSS that I have. So without further ado, let's start shooting this bad boy and seeing what we got going on. Oh, the sights. These sights are the model that fits the Mossberg 500. The Mossberg 500 has a pretty wide rib, and these sights, what I had to do was make sure that the mounting screws were loose and had a gap between the sight and the screw, and then I had to really spend a little time and finesse the sight open a touch, because this rib is actually slightly wider than a Mossberg, ever so slightly. So I had to just very finely finesse these sights open to get them on the ribs. So they're on there really snug. It was hard just to get them on, even after I finessed them open a little bit. As you can see, this gap in the top of the sight right there, had to kind of work it with screwdrivers and stuff and little chisel points just to open it ever so slightly. I took my time, didn't rush it, and you see how the gap is in the front too. Had to really work it. So took a while because I didn't just try to do it in one shot. I just ease it open. So anywho, we'll start shooting. Target's really close. Ooh, it's got some recoil. Little high right. We'll make an adjustment. Probably another 5 yards or so back, so maybe getting in the teens right, that shot looked on for elevation. Looked like I moved the sight a little too much to the left. And we are now at 22 yards. Ooh, that looks like a nice center shot. All right, that looked like, if anything, it's a skosh low. So we're gonna bump the sight up ever so slightly. We're all the way back at 45 yards here. We got the Remington loaded up. Let's see. It's a expensive shot right now. Ooh. Man, it's got some stout recoil. This gun is very light. That target looks eaten up. We'll have to go down. All right, I don't know how much of those dots that this camera's going to pick up, because they are tiny little number 9s. But I don't see a sight adjustment necessary. It looks about how it's going to look. This is 45 yards of 565 choke. There's a couple strays on the very edges, but I mean everything is like right here. I can't say it looks thicker here than it does here, or here and here. I think that's tiled. I think that's tuned in. Look how many are on that. That's a 3-inch dot. And hitting the dot, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 26, 27. Looks like 27 in a 3-inch circle. Tell you what, 45 yards, that's a dead turkey. We're gonna try this Browning BXD pheasant load, number 6, 1.25 ounces at 1250. 1250 is pretty hot. So bottom barrel, we're at 30 yards. Ooh, that's some recoil. I think the sun might show this pattern a little better. But if you look at there are some holes up there. I just think the center of this pattern is a little below there, maybe right in here. But if I recall correctly, the two barrels on this over-under, they weren't perfectly aligned. They were just pretty darn close. So I think we're gonna try another load. We'll do a quick synopsis of some of the loads that didn't shoot very well out of that factory 590-ish choke that came with the gun. All right, we're gonna go with the old Federal 3rd degree. It's just maybe a little low left or low right. All right, we're gonna try this Winchester 1 5/16 ounce. So, all right, this is much more like what I'm looking for. All right, we're gonna go with the long beard, number 5. Actually tighter than I want. Can you see all that right there? There's a pile of pellets in about a 5-inch circle. All right, we're gonna try the Heavy Shot Magnum blend, the standard load.
Bad at all. It's a little low.
So it looks like the center is roughly right in here. All right, now let's give a go with Federal Grand Slam number 5, 1 5/16 ounce. All right, can you see this? This is what I'm looking for. It's a little low. It's a little low. But the size of the pattern, what I'm looking for. So if that's the turkey's head, I'm going to get his neck really good. So what I may have to do is take that front sight and just lift it a little bit in the rear if I'm going to shoot that bottom barrel, or somehow try to shoot over. I don't think shooting over would be good. I think I just need to lift it a little bit. I think we'll do that one time on a turkey target down here. I'll float the front sight a little bit in the rear at 30 yards and let's see how I hit it. All right, so the Grand Slam again, 30 yards bottom barrel. I'm going to lift the front sight a little bit above the rear sight and see how that centers up out there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, let's go get that. The backside. I think that's my bottom barrel load. I got 5 more of those left in that box, and I'm not sure if I have any more at the house. But a backup load, I could carry a few extra. Let's see, which ones of these seem to look better? That one's a little too spread out. The BXD pheasant isn't bad. It just seems maybe it's a little bit too spread out, but that's not bad. The mag blend shoots very similar to that in that it's a little bit low and I'd have to float it. So that might be the one, because then I don't have to worry about changing my aim. Bottom barrel, just lift that front sight a little bit. Just a little bit. ATI Turkey Fowl, dialed in. Got my loads I want. I can carry the extra mag blend along with the Grand Slam for the bottom barrel, and I guess we're shooting the Remington TSS again this year. We shot this last year out of the Remington 870, so that's what we're gonna do. Reckon we'll get to the giveaway now. Back to me in the garage. Why, thank you, Mountain Chris. So here's our giveaway. We are gonna give away a Primos tight wad turkey choke for the Mossberg 500, or anything else that uses the Invector thread, aka Mossberg AccuChoke, aka Winchester Wind Choke. So we're going to give that away. I love this choke. I'll put a link to the description. I'll put a link to the description of the review I did of this a number of years ago, so you can see some of the patterns with some of the loads I used. I love this choke. It is a great bang for the buck choke. And we're going to give away 3 mouth calls here. We got the HS Strut Power V. We got the Primos The Blair. And kind of my favorite currently, the Primos A-Frame Double. So this is the one I can actually use a little bit. So same rules as always. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up. And I'd love to see these go to a youth hunter, a new hunter, or maybe just a hunter that needs a little boost this spring. 24 hours after this video posts, the entries will be closed, and I need to get this turned around quick so that I can get out to turkey tripping for 2024. So if you want in on the giveaway, just simply say you want in down in the comments below, and in the next video after this one, probably 48 to 72 hours after this one airs, we'll do the winners. So hope you liked this video. If you did, give us that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down there, bell for notifications, and as always, thanks for watching.